So you've created your hotel booking website. But now what? If you're like me, one of the top 3 questions I'm asked for properties that I help manage and market is, hey, how could I get breakfast with my booking? What about, can you facilitate a car rental? Or I'm getting married, can I do my wedding package by your hotel? This video is to answer that question. We're going to look at how we could add services to our hotel booking website. Let's take a look at what we're going to be doing in this video. In our last video, we created this beautiful hotel booking website. I'm going to place a link for this video in the description so you could follow along. But if you've done that already, or you already have your hotel booking website, here is how you could add services. We are using the MotoPress hotel booking plugin as the booking engine. If you don't have this plugin, I'm going to put a description in the link so you could get it as well. But let's look at what we're going to be doing. If we go to services, and here we have a list of services that we're going to be offering at our hotel. The first option is that you could see we offering breakfast, and you could see the details of the breakfast. Now I've only added one option for breakfast, but if you have more than one option, feel free to list it here. I'm going to go through how you could do so. As you scroll down on the page, you'll notice I'm offering the option for car rental, and we have an accordion widget. I'll show you how to create that. And we have several options for car rental. We have an image of the car, we have the description, the price per day, and the different options that are available, and a book now button that will allow you to book this service. However, you can't book the service by itself. This is an add-on to our accommodation, so you need to book the accommodation first and then add the service, and I'll show you that before we get into the video. The third option is a spa treatment. Now this is beyond what we're going to cover in this video, because here I've actually integrated an appointment booking that allows you to choose the spa treatment you're looking for. And let's say a massage, and you have a particular room that you have certain massages being done in, as well as different massage employees. You could select and choose next, select the date that you want to do your appointment, choose the time, and confirm. I'm going to go through all that in the next video. But this video, we're focusing on the services that you're just going to add to the accommodation. As you come down, I'm going to show you how we could add a wedding package to your accommodation so that persons could choose the different wedding package that you offer and then book it. So if they click the book button, it will take them to the accommodation where they can now choose the relevant accommodation that they want. You'll see this availability calendar that you could choose the date that is relevant to you. Here it just shows you if the date is booked or not, but you could come down to the reservation form, select the dates, choose how many adults that's checking in. If there's children checking in, you'll choose it as well, and then check the availability. Here it shows us the accommodations that are available, and you get a nice image of the accommodation. You see the details. You could go down and check the other options, but here is the one I'm interested in, the Bougainville poolside villa, because I want to do my wedding at the pool as well. So I'm going to choose book, confirm the reservation. It brings me now to the confirmation page where I could now confirm how many adults, the guest's name, and I can now choose the additional services. So for example, am I looking to do a poolside wedding? This is for 7,000 TT. That's about 1,000 US. And if I select the option, what I want you to notice is that my price goes up. So I have the details for my accommodation. It's 12 nights that I'm booking. But if I scroll down, I now see poolside wedding added. Do I want a rental car with that? Yes, I want to choose a rental car as well. When I select it, I will notice that this is 250 TT per day. When I scroll down, I will notice the accommodation to the top, the poolside, and the car for the amount of days that I'm staying. Now my currency is listed in Trinidad and Tobago dollars because I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So if the number seems high, don't be alarmed. That's the reason why it's that high. You would come down and choose your name, your email address, and all the particulars. Choose the payment method and book now. So that's what we're going to be covering in this video, and that's why you need to stick around. My name is Joshua. I help hospitality providers and small business owners make the best out of their online platform. Let's get into the video. So here we are in the back end of our website. The first thing we want to do is add the new services. So we're going to go to accommodation, scroll down to services, and we'll choose add new. Let's give our service a name. In this case, we'll start with breakfast. You'll add your description. You could include an image in your description if you choose. Scroll down. We're going to add the price for our breakfast. In my case, I'm going to add my breakfast as 50 TT. Choose how you're going to charge for your service. If you scroll down, you could choose a one-time charge per day, or the guests can choose if they want to pay per day or at once. So we're going to choose per day, and the charge will be per accommodation or per guest. We're going to select per guest. On the right of your screen is where you could choose a featured image. Let's select set featured image. Choose an image to represent your service. In this case, I'm going to choose something to represent breakfast and choose set featured image. And that's it. Let's scroll up, choose publish. We've just added our first service. Let's continue. We want to add the car rental services. Let's choose add new. Give your service a name, enter the description, scroll down, enter the price and how you're going to charge for this service. We're going to choose per day, and in this case we're going to choose per accommodation for the car rental. On your right, select a featured image to represent your car rental. I'm going to upload an image. Choose upload file, choose select file. Once you've selected the image, just choose set featured image and let's click publish. I'm going to go ahead and add an additional 3 car rental services. Okay, so the next thing we want to add is our wedding packages. I took some inspiration from my good friend, the Villa at Sunset Lane, does wonderful wedding packages. So I came to her wedding package area. She offers a courtside elegant wedding, poolside chic wedding, and sand between your toes wedding. I'm going to take inspiration from these two. If you're looking for a place to stay, if you're going to Antigua, you got to check them out, the Villas at Sunset Lane. But let's add 2 wedding packages to our website. So we're going to start with this poolside chic wedding for $950 US. So I'm just going to copy some of the descriptions from here, and we're going to go to services, choose add new. We're going to call our package poolside wedding package. We're going to add your description. Don't take Jackie's description as I'm doing, and come down and you're going to give your price. My price is in TT, so that's about 7,000 TT dollars. The periodicity is going to be once. Hopefully you're getting married once. Your charge is going to be for the accommodation and not per guest. You will scroll up, you will set a featured image to represent your service. I'm just going to choose a photo at the pool and then publish. The second wedding, we're going to take inspiration from this beach wedding. Just take some of Jackie's text, come back to services. I'm going to choose add new, and we're going to call ours beach wedding package. We'll add our description. We'll scroll down and we will price ours at $9,500. Similarly, the periodicity is once and is per accommodation. We will choose an image to represent our beachside wedding. I'm going to go to upload files, select my file and choose set featured image and then publish. So now that you've set your services, what you need to do next is associate the service with the accommodation type. Let's go and do that. So select your accommodation. You can choose edit, scroll down, and below you will see the different services that you could associate with the accommodation. In my case, I'm going to associate all of them. Scroll back up and choose update. I'm going to go to the next accommodation, select it, scroll down, select your services and update. And I'll do the last one. Let's look back at what we're trying to accomplish. So if we go to services, and we want to have our services listed on our services page so that we could get more details about our individual services. With the exception of the spa, we will do that in the next video, and the wedding package. So let's go and do that. Let's go back to our accommodation. We're going to go to the page that we want to edit. So we're going to go to pages. I'm going to look for my services page and I'm going to edit it in Elementor. Okay, so our heading really should have said services. So let's just update that. We have our headings here. Let's update those as well. So the first one is breakfast. That's fine. The second one should be spot treatment. So in the widget area here on the left, we would make that update. Now this link is linking the section to the heading. So we don't want to change that. They're already labeled appropriately. We can choose the second one. So here we want to use for car rental. So we're going to change this for car rental. And if we scroll down, we also, so we have the label above here, the button that's actually linking to that section. So let's change that to car rental. And then we have the last button, which should be our wedding package. We're also going to select that and scroll down, and let's change this to our wedding package. Let's come to the top. We're going to change this image so that we have a separate image to represent, because we already have this image to represent our service. So we could change this to something representing a kitchen. And now that we have that image here, we want to now insert our services. To do that, we will need to use a shortcode. All right, so bear with me. The first thing we want to do is go to your services. So if you go back to services, go to accommodation and then services. What we're looking for is the ID for the accommodation. And you could find that two places. One, it is located to the status bar. Once you hover your mouse over the accommodation, you will see it there. If you select the service, you will also see it in your address bar. Here it is. It's normally right after the word post. So it says post equal 1369. So if I highlight that, that is my ID. But I need a shortcode. What's the shortcode for the services? You could come down to accommodation and you will see shortcodes. I'm going to open that in a new window. If you scroll down in the list, you will see different shortcodes. The one we're looking for is related to services. So if we come down here, we'll notice this is the shortcode for services. But if we include this shortcode by itself, and let's test that, and I insert that shortcode in my window, but I'm going to get rid of this. And we're going to add an accordion widget. If you scroll down in your list, you will notice below general, you will see accordion right here. Let's drag that into the window just below the section there with breakfast. If you expand the accordion on the left, go into the text section. So there's visual and there's text. Remove the text from here and we're going to paste our short code here. I'm just going to update this and I want to just preview it so you could see what it will show. So if I scroll down, notice I get a list of all the services showing up when I use that one shortcode. But I don't want all my services to show here. The only service I want is breakfast. So I need to know what is the ID for breakfast, and that's why I came and opened the breakfast service and I was looking for this ID here. So the ID is 1369. So if I go back to Elementor, in the section here with the short code for services, I'm going to put a space. You're going to type IDs =, and put an open quotation, type the service ID number, and then close the quotation. I know that looks a little complicated, but just follow it as you see it. It's quite straightforward from there, and choose update. Let's change the heading. Let's say breakfast details, and we can remove the last one. Now, if you have different breakfast options, continental, buffet, maybe a Caribbean fusion breakfast, you could choose the different details there. But in my case, I'm going to remove this second option. So I'm finished with breakfast. You could also change this to a book now button that takes you to the accommodation tab, so you could book your accommodation. So I'm going to change this button from learn more to book now. And I'm going to link this to the accommodation page. Just start type accommodation and it will come up. Let's select it. So let's move on and look at entering the car rentals. If we scroll down, we want to enter the accordion widget here. Let me remove the existing list and we'll come to the widget section. We could start typing accordion, select it and drag it into the window. Now we want to enter the short code for the car rental. I'm going to copy the example from the breakfast short code, knowing that we need to change the ID. So let's come down, select the widget on your left, come to text, remove the existing text, and we're just going to paste the short code. So now I just need to get the ID for the first car rental option. So I'm going to go back to services. I'll choose services. Here we have the first example. I could see the ID in the status bar is 1370. I'll go back to Elementor. I'll change the ID here to 70. I'll change the name. And I'll update that one. So let's come down. Let's copy the first one. And we just need to get the ID and the name. So the ID for the second one is 1374. And we'll do the same. We'll copy two more. And let's just change the ID and the label. Alright, I'm just going to check back just to make sure all my IDs are different. And we can update that and just take a quick preview and let's see how that is looking. So let's scroll down and we have the first option available. If we minimize that and expand the second one, okay, that looks good. We could expand the third one and we have the fourth option there. Let's change the Learn Now button to a book button and link it to the accommodation tab. So let's select the button, change this to book now, and let's link it to the accommodation page. Alright, now finally we're going to update the wedding package. Let's select the window with the picture in the background. Let's select the picture. Let's choose a photo representing the wedding and let's insert the widget. This time around, we'll copy the accordion above and we will just paste it here. I could delete this text and we just need to change the label and ID. So let's go back. We have the beach wedding first. And let's choose the poolside wedding. I'll hover over the label and look to the status bar for the ID. I see that is 1380. And let's delete the last two. We'll change the booking as well. Let's change the name to book now. Link it to the accommodation page. And let's update that. Now let's take a look at that. Okay, we have the breakfast section. We'll scroll down to the car rental. And now we have the wedding package. Let's try testing this by clicking book now. Let's choose the first property. We'll click book now and we'll select an available date. We'll choose the number of adults and let's check availability. Okay, so we see we have one option available here and they have some other suggested options. So we'll book the Periwinkle Villa and we'll confirm reservation. Okay, so here we have our extra services. So we could select the number of adults. If we have any children booking with us, we could select it, enter the guest name. But let's test this so we could see the total for our accommodation. But let's say we're going to be hosting a wedding at the accommodation. Let's choose the beach wedding package. We'll notice our price already went up. Let's check the breakdown. So we could see the number of adults. We can see that it's 2 nights. We see that total, but when we come down, we can now see the service subtotal there. Let's enter some information and book it now. So I'm going to choose pay on arrival and I'm going to choose book now. So we see our booking confirmation. It's now confirmed, but we see the status for our payment is on hold. Let's go and check how this looks in the back end. We're going to go back and we're now going to come to booking and let's choose all bookings. So here we have the most recent booking that was made. I can select it and choose edit. So I can see this person, being me, have booked an accommodation. When I expand it, I'll notice that they also booked the wedding package. They've included their contact detail and so on, so I could reach out to them and start planning their next trip and their wedding package. Let's add that accommodation to the menu. So to do that, we can go to appearance, come to menus. I'm going to choose view all, or in the most recent, if it's listed, I could see accommodations listed here. I can choose add to menu. And let's move it up and then let's update it. So that's now saved. Let's go back to the front end and let's refresh this page. And we're now seeing the accommodation listing here. If I click on accommodations, I can see all my accommodations listed here. As well as if I click on services, we can now see the new services we've added to our accommodation, the car rental and the wedding packages. So there you go. We've just added our services to our hotel booking website. If this video was useful to you, please click like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so when I add more videos like this, you will be notified. In our next video, we're going to look at how we could add appointment bookings to our website. See you in the next one.